Good morning and good day to all audience and viewer from Masa University Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome to the webinar conducted by Faculty of Engineering, Built Environment and Information Technology of Masa University. My name is Siti Shahira, a lecturer from Faculty Engineering, Built Environment and Information Technology of Masa University, and I will be serving as your moderator today. Today, we will be hearing a presentation from Miss Nur Aniza Jaafar. Miss Aniza Jaafar completed her Master of Science in Computer Science in year 2010 from UiTM Shah Alam. She managed to publish paper on conceptual design on spatial database. She has more than 15 years teaching experience which involve many students' activities program to develop students' competency skills. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Miss Aniza who will be speaking to us with topic information retrieval. All right, Miss Aniza, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Siti Shahira. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to sharing a special topic with all of you guys with the topic information retrieval, or we call that IR. Okay, for today's topic, I have a few outline here. Okay, there are 6 outlines. Start with the motivation. Okay, motivation is what you going to know. What is the definition of IR? The difference between information and data retrieval and stage of IR. And then the next outline, basic concept. Third is a past or present and future about the IR, how the retrieval process works, core idea of related IR work, and the simple IR model that nowadays used, and the last one is a summary. Okay, we look at the motivate. What motivates us to know in detail in information retrieval or IR? Is it relevant nowadays? Because now we move a lot of information we get from the data technology, from the network, internet, website. These are, we need to know, okay, how as a user or the customer that you are daily use, we need to know how to get this information. And the next, information versus data retrieval. Is it the same data or the different data? And the last one is the center of stage. Center of stage is how you or us can get a lot of data. Okay, nowadays is only on your own fingertips. Everything you can serve in a website. Okay, we go to more detail. What is IR definition? Okay, we start with the representation, a storage from the cloud server, a database, organization from the companies, and access of the information items. Okay, it's more focused on the user information need. What user needs to know. Okay, not only for professional, but for the students also. Okay, the next is we have the search. Okay, that is the process how to search and to retrieve relevant information nowadays. So is from the risk. These are relevant information is from a large collection of data. Okay, such as documents, web pages, or database. Okay, from this searching and retrieving, of course, we need techniques and methods how to get all this data more effective and more efficient, and how to locate all this data in an effective way. Okay, now some of us maybe we think this the quite similar database and IR, but from this table I focus in we have a differentiate what is database and IR with this item. Okay, start with the data, field, queries, recoverability, and matching. Okay, from database is more structured. Okay, because we have software. Okay, normally we use a structured query language or SQL. Okay, to define the data. But for IR, more on unstructured data. Okay, move to fields. Fields, we have row and columns. Okay, we can define the age, the serial number, okay, more clear semantic. Compared to the IR is no field. They're more on the semantic or in the statement or sentence. Now we move to queries. Queries that define more on a manageable in a SQL, but for IR is a free text, more a natural language, or we can use a Boolean operator as a true or false statements. The next, how it recover. Okay, for database is more on critical. We focus more on how to do a recovery backup, but for IR, it's still in the issues, okay, how we manage the data. And the last, we do a comparison about the matching. Okay, matching using a database more exact way because we can match the data from one column to another column. But for IR, okay, they need more tools to measure effectiveness of the data. Okay, we move to the um, information versus data retrieval. Okay, what the difference between data? What the difference between informations? Okay, data is more on the keywords, okay, content of keywords, and is well defined of the semantic. Compare with the information is a subject or topic that sometimes you are typing a keyword. For example, okay, learning daily life. Okay, this is information in a one sentence of word. Okay, sometimes it can be errors. Okay, for information you write. Okay, instead of the definition, we need to know what types of the information retrieval system. Okay, system that you can see there are a few system that already created from the various companies such as Verity, Fakra, Excalibur, Aerospider, Incuri, until Indri. Okay, this company is help user to collect the data, to interpret the data or information, and how to modify this data or information. That's why they come up with the IR system. Okay, we move to the next topic, center of stage. Okay, we start with the history. What happened for the last 20 years? How we get the data? Last 20 years, the data, a lot come from the indexing text. You do a searching. Okay, more on only two items from the last 20 years. But nowadays, okay, the data or the information, they get more pattern. Start from the modeling, how you classify the data. You can also categorize the data. Okay, and some of the company also as the user, they made a system architecture. Okay, the languages. Okay, we can use a natural languages, user interface. Okay, user interface is easier for user nowadays to use, okay, to type the keywords and you can see the result. And visualize, and the last one, do filtering. Filtering, you just search the words and they will come up only the precise words you want to do. Okay, this you use a filtering methods. Okay, now we, because of the event of the web, it will change of the perception. Okay, because everything you put in the website, so is the knowledge is more universal, and of course it's free because you can access every day, everywhere, and every time. Get the data and the information. No central editorial board. And but for these three, we have come up a lot of problems. That's why we have information relevant to find this solution, because there are a lot of free data can be accessed, no editorial, so we need the information retrieval. So what the basic concept? used for retrieval or information, we have two here, the basic concept. First, come from the user task. And the next one is a logical view of the document. Okay, now we look at in detail what the user task. Okay, okay, I'm sure okay, sorry. Okay, I'm sure many of you is a user. Okay, and okay, I miss out the two words there. The top one is the retrieval and the last one is a browsing. Okay, the main two tasks there. Okay, every day user browsing the web and then everything the web come from the database or we call that also the cloud. Okay, okay, we go to the explanation. It's much easier because I left okay the missing words from there. We move to the next slide. So it's explaining from here. Okay, so the user will okay find the words. Okay, they can the words be conveyed into the semantics, and also some of the user tasks also they type in the query expression. Okay, query is a part of the questions. Okay, what user need to know. Okay, this the set of word and query will be executed in recorded retrieval task. Okay, user interest sometimes is poorly defined. So from the previous information they collect must come up with the interactive interface. That's why we have now interface software to make the user easier to browse and to get a lot information in detail. Okay, the next approach is we use a document logical view. Okay, here we have the full text of a statement or a paragraph. We can divide to into a certain parts. Start with the document. We know at least a document we have the structure. Okay, and each of the words they have the sense spacing for each the words. They have a noun groups, and also we move to the manual indexing. Okay, see how the word or sentence is the in the logical view form. Okay, they divide into the logical. Okay, the next topic. Okay, here we are discuss about past, present, and future in information relevant retrieval. Okay, we start with the what the early development, what the issues they will highlight. Okay, where we can find the information retrieval in a library and what types of web and digital libraries. Okay, start with the early development. Okay, as we know, when the computers of the generation start with the 1960s, okay, the information retrieval is more on the indexing techniques. Okay, move to the 1970s. Okay, they are more on the clustering and on in the Boolean information services. Okay, Boolean means more on the zero and one, false and true. Okay, move to 1980s. We start with the natural language programming and information retrieval. So they are more advanced compared to the previous generation. Okay, and also a lot of system developed on the start with the 1890s. And we move to the nowadays. Okay, start with the 1990s until 2000. There are more large scale of the information and also filtering experiment because they have a lot of expert system, expert user. Okay, and they come up with the dominance ranking. Dominance mean the dominance of the how many user extract the information, yeah, or how many user serve the topic in the website. Okay, and also they come up with a lot of web based engines interface, and user can do a lot of browsing. Multimedia multilingual also start with a lot of new new interface. Machine learning technique can come up with the question and answering, and the last one more on the statistical language. Okay, how about the future? Okay, future, and now we are still in the IR concept. Okay, how you want to check whether the information you receive um, is relevant or not. Okay, is it still in the logic base, or we still use a natural language programming? Okay, these are still in the research manner. Okay. Now we move to the practical issues. Practical issues we have two, either in how information will be in the text base or in the informations. Okay, what makes a good representation of the text? Okay, is it can be retrieved in the object or in the how are they organized? And the next topic is representation information needs. How the is it the query language is appropriate? Okay, compare from the what we mentioned before this using the SQL, and how can interactive query formulate and refine by the this supported certain system. Okay, we move to the IR in the library where you can get this information. Okay, the previous slide I showed you the generations of the IR. Same goes in the library. In the first generation, there are more library. They are use a basic search. Start with the author and title. Okay, if you want find the title of the books, start with the author and title, and move to the second generation, the increase on the search functions. Okay, the search must function come become to the complex query. Okay, they build a query more complex, and move to the third generation. Okay, third generation, they improve GUI, graphical interface, okay, much interactive for the user and much easier to understand and to use to filter the topics. Okay, and another GUI, they have also electronic form, hypertext feature. Hypertext feature you can find almost in the web HTML, okay, or in the website, and open system architecture. Okay, now we move to the web and digital library. Okay, these are nowadays we use digital libraries where it's easy to access, freedom. You can choose any information you want. Okay, you want to read, so easy. And but they have a question here. Okay, sometimes it's difficult also to retrieve the information, but it's it have the quick responses. Okay, quick response because now we have a help menu, so the user can get the response, and also the how user behavior. Okay, the behavior means the feedback of the user once they use these digital libraries. Okay, comparing the presentation. Okay, sometimes we need to know either is the model is good enough, how to measure the information, okay, and what is the consistent of the good experimental, okay, for this information when you receive. Okay, now we look at the how it the process. Okay, the process for the this information. Okay, we start with the top layer is a user interface. Okay, user interface we have the text operation. It's divided into two, either in the query operation option, another one in the indexing terms. Query operations mean they will come up with the questions. Okay, query, and also from there we do a searching. Okay, searching with based on the questions, and we can ranking according to the how many user filter or used to certain topics, or what kind of the question or information you want they want to collect. And for indexing, also they can come up with the index in the terms of the only a certain data. Okay, everything from this text operation will save into a text database. The core idea. Okay, core idea for this information related. Okay, they have a few core idea. First, how it works. Okay, we use a simple approach, and we need also to see the relevant items and how. Next slide will show the list of words and how these words used with the basic approach. Okay, we move to the slide. Okay, most successful approach. Okay, they are used directly. Okay, and easy to capture of this sentence of word. Okay, another question: why not natural language understand? Okay, so some nowadays computer will understand documents, and also from the document they use a query to match the words they do searching, and can be highly also predictable any setting the format or data. Okay, instead of using the software, they can also use manually. Okay, example here, library congress headings. Okay, you can use manually by searching at the library, but some of the human agreement. Human agreement means the satisfaction from the user itself, whether there are agreed to use on the manually or not. Okay, we move to the relevant items. Okay, much of the IR depends on either we are checking the vocabulary, okay, vocabulary of the information, how they measure, okay, with the matching or do some comparison, checking the vocabulary, and also uh, set the probability. And the last one, the meaning of the text. Okay, now we look at the approach by listing the words. Okay, the words are they come up with the comparison. Okay, comparison. Okay, just here we consider the order words in the headline. Okay, we start with the random of these words. Beating, takes, point, failing is a random. Then we use the alphabet. Okay, we start with the number and then continue with the ordering of the ABC. Start with the A, beating B, D until the next points. Okay, now we summarize or we uh, try to interesting part is we try to make it the words more interesting. Down, point, beating, feeling. Okay, so the actual words here is start with uh, the color, the pink color there, you can see down takes another beating, comma, with filling 355 points. So from this word, okay, from this approach, they start with the taking the random and then start with the alphabet and do some another process. Okay, next. Okay, from here, what you can see here, okay, 16 times the word said, 12 times fat, 45 times of McDonald's, 11 times of fries. Okay, these are the paragraph. Okay, the approach here, they calculate how many times the word appear in one or two paragraph. Okay, amount, okay, 4 times amount change health, and then 3 times acid consumer fatty, and 2 times amounts artery beamer. Okay, so let's I show you the next slide. These are the original text. Okay, original text here is explaining about, okay, these are the example, okay, explaining about the McDonald's. Okay, the paragraph, there are a few paragraphs here, slim down span, and then the New York is the article. These are the article. Okay, and again, I show you again here how the IR approach, they find, okay, they calculate the wordings in this paragraph. Okay. Okay, now we move the next approach. Okay. Okay, so how did this approach? They find the words in document first. Then they do compare. Compare in the words. Okay, so this simple sometimes is very effective. Okay, And another type features, sometimes they checking from the phrases, name of the people, locations, any special features on the paragraph, either the chemical names or product names. Okay, some also difficult to do in general. They need to build another sample of system. Okay, here another simple information retrieval model. Okay, we have a simple flow retrieval process, statistic language, query, comparison, and also is a system flow. Okay, I show you only a system flow. Okay, you can see here start with the information in the cloud base. Okay, you represent the information. Then of course we have a query. In the text object base also have the representation, but we come up with the index object. To query an index object where we do comparison to check, and we use a retrieve object. From there, we come up with the evaluation and feedback whether the information you get is accurate or effective. Okay, how about the statistic LM or language model. Okay, document come from a topic. Okay, sometimes topics unseen. So use document. Okay, use the document to guess what the topics will look like. So mostly we use the words. Okay, in the common topic. So here they give the a formula, okay, how they index the topic. Okay, we start with the assign the probability P, probability to words based on this document, word and also the this topic. Okay, these are type of the formula used. And how this example, okay, let's say we come up with the D, okay, stand for example, it's a drink, okay. So one fish, two fish. So we come up with the how many fish appear in one sentence, okay. So we count the length of this document, okay, is a 16. So how many fish appear in this sentence is 8 upon of 16. The blue come up with the 2 and 1 come up with 1. How about maybe X is no, okay. So this is the example how they um, do some formula, okay, to check the information or this sentence. Okay, so assume these queries are small and very short. So information, we do a representation and come up with the query. Okay, next, once you get the query from the previous formula, we do a comparison. Okay, did the query come from this document? So for each document, we find any probability of this topic. Okay, maybe we can do some assumption from this formula. Okay. Another one is document 1, document 2, and document 3. Okay, we can see this one I think is called a yin and ring. So we can see how many words ping, ing, and wing ring. Okay, you can see the red box there, the green and the blue. They do some comparison and come up with the formula. How many words? Okay, come out in the this example of document. Okay, the next topic, okay, will be the last what the language model system flow. Yes, we start with the sometimes the language model is must come with the hypothesis of the language, index collection in advance, and the last one is a query arrive. Okay, they have a few you need to convert into the set of the data. You need to calculate with the formula given. You need to do sorting and present it in the link in the rank of list. Okay, so for all that already what we explained, that I explained, okay, we have information retrieval and what the core idea. So from these types of the slide that I prepare, so we now have the idea how to index the information, how to retrieve, who will be organize the text. Okay, we need also probability or statistic use these techniques, and also the next is a search engines. Okay, so you also can use a statistic language model to document it, either the query it reflects the topic you type and what the documents they are to produce with the relevant or accurate of this document. Okay, that's all from me for today. Sharing information with all of you. Hope this information is useful for you all. Okay, thank you. Uh, yeah,
Thank you, Mr. Ariza, for your sharing. Now we
yeah,
have come to the Q&A session, so I will read the questions from the audience. So there's two questions, which is
yeah.
first, can you give the example of applications for information retrieval?
Okay, information retrieval. You can refer from the. I can give you example. Is from the Excabular and also the search engine. Okay, and web crawler. These are example of the information retrieval.
Okay, and second question is, what tools need for information retrieval?
Okay, if nowadays there are a lot of tools, okay, I give you one example tools. We use the information retrieval evaluation tools. Okay, tools we use is a T-REC, text retrieval conference, or conference and lab of the evaluation forum. Okay, this they provide a lot of evaluation data set and method where to assess the performance and information retrieval system. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
thank
the
you.
example.
Okay, thank you for the clear explanation. So we
Okay.
have come to the end part of the presentation. Thank you again, Ms. Noariza, for addressing this interesting topic and for this sharing session. Hopefully, the presentation was beneficial for everyone. On behalf of Masa University, we would like to thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your time and cooperation. See you in next webinar sessions. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay, thank you.